Did anyone out there check out the ARMS Nintendo Direct? Kind of a surprise little 20-minute presentation, digital. Obviously digital. Yeah, it's not going to be with puppets. Nintendo Direct. About a month before E3 to sort of get people hyped. Oh, the beautiful thing about these Nintendo Directs is this. They realize that, you know, as long as the information gets out there, it doesn't matter. They don't have to wait till E3 to do it. It's on their time. It's on their dime. It's on their schedule. They don't have to rent out the Nokia Theater in LA for an hour presentation. They can just do their own Nintendo Directs. They can have fun with them. They can put a little comedy in there, but do little skits that they shoot, you know, up there in Seattle at Nintendo headquarters, at Nintendo of America, and they can have a good time while also getting the information out there, you know, in the fashion that they want, and not stuck to these rigid, well, we must have all this information out at E3, or, you know, they can do it beforehand. They can do it a little bit afterwards. Who cares? E3's relevance is just nosediving at this point, and Nintendo saw this before, you know, Sony and Microsoft. They saw that, yeah, we'll just do it ourselves. But anyway, the Nintendo Direct came out, and I will say this about ARMS, and I'm not going to be one to admit and lie that I saw ARMS being this big hit or predicting it. When I first saw ARMS, I was like, okay, this looks like the follow-up to Wii Boxing. This looks like a tech demo because you have, you know, two arms you have in theory, right? And you have two Joy-Cons. You twist them, you move them just like ARMS. I'm like, okay, this is like having almost like the Wii mode. And the nunchucks from 2006. It looks like that. But it's really not. This is interesting because this has the chance to become what Splatoon was for Nintendo, where Nintendo now has their own shooter franchise. You know, team shooter, not first person, but, you know, competitive shooting game. Third person shooter. I want to say FPS, but it's not. A 3PS. But this could be their shot of Nintendo having, besides Smash that exists, having their own unique style of fighting game that could be not just fun but competitive. You know, this could be there could be an opportunity here for Nintendo if people sort of glom onto the idea of this sort of combination fighting game, but also shooting elements in there. You're using space. You know, it's almost like a throwback to Power Stone, having an open environment, running around. There's not many fighting games that are made like this. And yes, you can say, well, you're not really doing hand-to-hand combat as much. Sure, I understand that, but you're still fighting. I actually saw this at Retrospelmessen, the Norwegian retro game convention. Nintendo was there, set up, and they were pushing Splatoon 2. They had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for play there, and they had a cool little ring, mini ring, where you could sample ARMS or take a look at it. And so I think this could be the sleeper. This could be that secondary title where, yeah, everyone gets Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, or everyone's playing Mario Kart. What's the second title that's gonna prop up the Switch sales this year before you get to the huge Super Mario Odyssey at the end of the year? This could be it. This could be a bigger hit than even Splatoon 2, which is on the way shortly after this is released. I think what's interesting is in this Nintendo Direct, they took the time to really explain all the mechanics. The fact that you could, you know, all the different types of weapons, the fact that you could have one arm be one weapon, the second arm the other, and you had the weirdly affable Biff announcer with a freaking fist on his head talking about, like, oh, here's Biff's preferred, I guess, loadout for the character, in terms of, well, if you have a big fist on one, you can have the you know, a shocker on the other, not that shocker, but a shocker. You know, you can have, you know, the missiles on one arm and the dragon on the other to have different strategies. It's almost like they're sort of just teasing you with the fact that there can be some deep strategy involved with this game that could really, in theory, put it up there with other competitive fighting games if you have the time to really dig into it. And I think that's what's appealing to me. There's 10 different playable characters at this point that they revealed, all with different strengths. You know, some are big and more lumbering. You got the ninja that can teleport. I think there's one character, one of the female characters can use kicks to deflect incoming attacks. So there's something going on here that is intriguing to me as a more traditional fighting fan. But this is something that's going to be, this is going to offer you something that other fighting games are not, just because it's so out there. So in theory, then you're going to have 10 different characters you can select with all their different qualities and speeds. But then you have the different arms you could select and unlock, and you can purchase with points. So really, this is a chance for you to make your own fighter how you play. And not that I'm trying to sound like Nintendo, Nintendo's sales rep here, but compared to other fighting games, this is loads more in terms of customization. Other games, yeah, you might be able to load out your special move or your, EX attack or whatever, but this is really changing how the character is being played from one person to another. In other games, whether you play Tekken or Street Fighter 2, if both select the same character, you're both going to basically be playing roughly the same, based upon what works and what doesn't. While here, if we both select the same character, that's only the beginning, because now how we play, we can be selecting totally different arms, different weapons, of which there are several types, besides being individual ones themselves and unique ones. And then the combination thereof can affect the strategy of how you're playing. It's really interesting to me. It's very intriguing. Yeah, I'm looking at some of it right now. I think this could be a game that, if competitive gamers, especially in the fighting scene, give it a chance and really get there, maybe you'll see this show up at EVO. Like, who knows? That could be. I wouldn't put it past it. Why not? I think they have to get past the fact that it's so different, though, and cartoony, right? Will these characters be balanced? That's the other big, I guess, factor. If you're looking at, sort of games like Mario Kart, where, you can be good depending upon your loadout of your car, types of wheels, types of hang glider, or and then the driver yourself. Nintendo, I think, is taking that philosophy and applying it here. It's, basically anyone can be good based upon the type of character. It's not going to be like, unfortunately, when you watch some of these fighting tournaments for past Smash games or Street Fighter, it tends to focus on only a very small group are chosen by the elite fighters. They've figured out the game so much that they realize that, hey, if I'm going to play Smash, my best chances is with one of these, handful of characters for the elite players. The same with Street Fighter. They figured it out. Or with Marvel vs. Capcom. Like, they figured out, like, these are the characters that work the best. So I'm hoping Nintendo has balanced it so much, not just with the combination of the 10 characters, but also with the different types of arms you can use, that this will be a game that anyone can get in and create their own style, define their own style of play. It's exciting to me. It is. And then the extra features, the 2-on-2 matchups, the fact that there's like a basketball mode where you can take your opponent and dunk them. There's a really weird, cool volleyball mode where, there's a big ball that you have to punch over the other side. If it hits the ground, it blows up. This is nice. This is not now sort of breaching it from being a pure fighting game experience to maybe being a nice party game as well. Like 4 players can get into and play arms at the same time, 2-on-2. I like that idea. I also like the fact that, it seems like in terms of having the lobby open for competitive play, you can play some other game, you're called in. That's pretty cool to have that. So I'm looking forward to this. This comes out July, June 16th. Splatoon 2 is in July. Okay, June 16th. One last thing. You have some overt sex appeal in ARMS. That it was a mini meme for a while. What's her name? Twintel is one of the 3 or 4 female characters. It's a movie star, and what's unique about her, 2 things unique. One, she's not using her arms to attack, she's using her curly hair to throw the punches, which is interesting. But the other amazing thing about Twintel is that she has a fat ass. In terms of like a big ass for her body size. This is like the Nicki Minaj of ARMS. And not that that's it's not that that's missing from the game or shouldn't be in there. Hell, who doesn't like butts? You can quote me on that. But the fact that it's Nintendo doing this in a game and focusing on it, the screenshot came out with her hands on her hips in the trailer, and that got screenshot and was all over Twitter. Twin Tails big ass. Nice big round toned ass. The fact that Nintendo is sort of going after the sex appeal a little bit in this game. Well, it's a fighting game, you always had that, but in Smash you really didn't have that before, but now they have that. It's almost like sort of piggybacking onto, all the, the sex appeal of the Overwatch characters. And how that was sort of not that that was a driving force of the game, but that created its own culture, the sex appeal of these characters that are in it. And now you're going to have something, at least with that character, that's also going to show up for Nintendo ARMS. So there you have it, Nintendo ARMS. Selling you stretchy arms and nice round booties. Real quick about the Nintendo Switch getting a Splatoon 2 bundle and new Joy-Con colors in Japan. Well, it's not a shock that Nintendo could, make any color Joy-Con and sell it. At this point, there's only, 3 colors. You have red, blue, and gray. But, you're going to get your neon ones coming out. They're going to be neon, green, and pink. Almost like a watermelon combo. And it's going to come, this package is going to come with, let's see, pink grips. Green and pink grips. There's going to be a new Switch Pro controller. There's also going to be Splatoon stickers. So... and there's also going to be a Splatoon-themed Switch carrying case. What's interesting is that it's only coming out in Japan, and I wonder why that is. Why Nintendo feels that it couldn't sell here in the U.S. I think at some point that would probably come out here as well, but you don't know. The same thing like with the new 2DS XL, how there's different colors. There's the blue, the aqua blue one. And I think we're getting the orange one. The popsicle colored one, I guess. Just put it out everywhere. I mean, the good news is that you can always import this stuff, but I just think it's strange that they would not feel the need to, release it here as much. Oh, there's also going to be an ARMS carrying case. I'm less concerned about the carrying case with this cute little ARMS punching glove zipper versus the colored Joy-Cons. To me, that's more interesting, and I'm almost surprised that there's not a Breath of the Wild Joy-Con out there. Yet, or Pro controller. Don't I'm giving Nintendo ideas. Uh-oh.